Hello and welcome to the Big Bang Theory podcast. My name's John. I'm here with my friend and colleague Dan.
Hello.
It's the FA Cup special.
Yes.
We're in the cup. It's the cup.
Very special episode this week.
Magic of the cup.
All different.
It's made me all tingly, the magic of the
features.
cup.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah?
Yeah, I feel like I've been sawn in half.
Oh yeah. You look a bit like you've been sawn in half, actually.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So Exeter City were at home to Oxford United in the third round of the FA Cup. The FA Cup proper.
The
third
FA Cup
round.
proper.
That's what they say, isn't it?
Championship side.
Championship side, Oxford
As
United.
it used to be called Division 2.
It's funny, isn't it? As soon as, the defining features of Cup, whether it's like a giant killing or a thrashing by a giant, all that stuff.
Upset,
all that stuff. Well, Oxford, we just played Oxford last season.
I know, yeah.
It's funny, isn't it?
Well, we were always playing Oxford.
Always.
Basically up until this season, and then we did play them this season.
Yeah.
So it was nothing particularly out of the ordinary, really.
Anyway.
But apart from, you'd imagine that they've got better players than last time we played them. Now, either they don't have better players, or they didn't actually play on Saturday.
Or they didn't play very well.
Yeah, I think they made 8 changes from
Okay.
their last league game, so it clearly wasn't their strongest team. They obviously have got one eye on tomorrow night, Tuesday, where they're playing Plymouth Argyle in a relegation 6-pointer. So,
I'm enjoying all these cliches today, by the way. We don't usually get involved
wheel
in
them
these.
out.
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not?
A cup set.
So it was at home. I wasn't there. I was working. You were there.
You always, every time you can't go, it's a brilliant match.
I know.
You've got a real knack for it.
It's really
and then,
annoying.
then you will go and it'll be like the worst game ever. And you want to tear up your season ticket and chuck it in Colbell's face.
Yeah, in the style of Brian Gunn.
Can't do that anymore,
I tell you
of
what
course,
part
because now
of
it's
the
a
issue
credit
is.
card.
I set my own schedule, and so when there's not a scheduled league game, I book something in for a Saturday, and then, of course, expecting that we won't, as we generally don't make it to the third round of the Cup. But don't worry, I will be there for the next round of the Cup.
Well, yeah, and not anymore anyway, because next season you'll think, well, we're a shoo-in for the 4th round.
I will. It's the new thing.
It was a brilliant game.
Exciting.
Last week on the podcast, it was all, doom and gloom, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You especially, you really kind of succumbed.
I did.
It's sort of, you're usually a very optimistic person, and then when the pessimism comes, it comes in spades. It kind of really kind of crash landed, didn't it?
It did. Yeah, it did.
Spectacular. But we had a lot of. It did good numbers, so it's worth bearing in mind.
Me having a meltdown.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you're all enjoying my awful life, listeners.
They are.
I got a very nice life, but I was annoyed. But I tell you what you can say without a doubt about Gary Caldwell is he is keen on cup results in a way that almost no manager we've ever had.
Yeah.
Because we got terrible. We've alluded to this all throughout the season and beyond. We've got terrible cup pedigree, as they say.
We have, yeah.
So this is the first time in 44 years that we've reached the 4th round.
Yes, 1981.
Yeah, before both of us were born.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Only just.
Only just, yeah.
Do you know what happened in 1981, just to paint a picture of how the world looked? Got a
Please
few
tell
things
us.
for you. The first PC computer.
Right.
IBM.
Well
was,
done.
Made available.
Well played.
The first ever London Marathon.
Was it?
Yeah. Something you've done.
Yeah.
I haven't done. Making Your Mind Up by Bucks Fizz won the Eurovision Song Contest.
Did it? Wow.
What do you think about that song?
Well, I only know that one bit. Making your mind up. That bit.
You speed it up.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta slow it down. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, I do know it, yeah.
I hate it. I hate that song. But I realise why it's good, and it's pure canon for Eurovision, isn't
What's
it?
she called? Cheryl Baker.
Cheryl Baker.
I don't remember who any of the rest of them were.
She was on Record Breakers, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and other kids' TV stuff. Really Wild Show.
No, that was Michaela Strachan.
Oh, yeah. They look the same.
They're similar sort of type of person, yeah.
Who's Cheryl Baker? I don't know. I have to look it up later.
Cheryl Baker did it with Roy
Castle.
Yeah. Anyway, also Princess Diana and Prince Charles were married.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay.
How
are they getting on?
That story didn't have the fairy tale ending that some of us would have hoped for. Princess Diana died in a car crash in a tunnel in Paris.
Oh, hold on. Spoiler alert.
Sorry. Some say, Keith Allen, for one, that it was an inside job.
Keith Allen?
Keith Allen, yeah.
As in Lily's dad?
Yeah.
Man off the telly?
Yeah, what was he in Chumbawamba? No,
Fat Les.
Fat Les, yeah. He narrates this conspiracy theory documentary about it, which you can look up. It's on YouTube.
But is he not just being paid to narrate it rather than... He's a believer, is he?
I don't know.
Or an anti-believer?
You'll have to ask Keith.
That is quite a lot of stuff that happened the last time we were in fourth round.
Well, I've got a couple more for you.
Oh, right.
Muhammad Ali's last ever fight.
Right, okay.
Which he lost.
Right.
And the first ever game of paintball.
Really?
Apparently so.
Wow. Okay. Good.
So that's what the world was looked like in 1981.
Yeah. Okay. So we're in like a time warp by making it to the fourth round. Anyway, what I was saying was Gary Caldwell really likes us doing well in the cup, and he's achieved more success than any other manager in the cups for Exeter City. That I'm saying it.
Is that true?
But I can just think of it. Last year's Carabao and this year's FA Cup tells me that no one's ever competed with that.
Well, I don't know.
Well, I'm sure not.
What was going on? I don't know who the manager even was in 1981. So
no, actually. I mean, we weren't alive, so
no.
I would wager Gary has had more success in the cups than any other manager for Exeter City.
Okay, email in if he's wrong.
Yeah, I probably am wrong now. Anyway, it's as good as, isn't it?
Yeah. So we won't reveal who we're playing in the next round yet.
Oh, have we not done that?
I don't think we've done it.
Okay.
Or should we? It doesn't matter. No one's listening. No one's getting this news from this.
All right, this isn't a spoiler alert. So let's talk about the game, shall we?
Yeah.
So Oxford went ahead.
Yeah, let's just take it back to who's playing.
Exeter and Oxford.
There was one change from the week before.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know what it was.
Oh.
Who was it?
John Lee.
John Lee back in the starting lineup. Ed Francis on the bench. That's the one.
Love to see John Lee back.
Yeah, me too. Absolutely brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Only made it to half time. I'm assuming that was a kind of planned thing.
Yeah.
He was, walking. He was clapping at the big bank with everyone else at the end, and didn't have like an ice pack on or anything. So, do
you think anyone ever gets confused?
I forgot about him.
Asking for an eye patch and an ice thing.
Ice pack.
Ice pack and eye patch. Do you think anyone ever gets the wrong
or
thing?
Or an iPad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, carry on about John
The
Lee.
makers of iPads, as in the thing that you put on your eye if you've got a bad eye, a pad for your eye, must have been fuming when Jobs came out with that thing.
Yeah. I mean, same with any Apple grower.
Yeah, but they were already fuming because of the Beatles back in the day.
Of course. Anyway, tell me about John Lee.
I forgot about how good he is to watch.
Okay.
One, he's brilliant player, but two, it's just like, it's just... I think we talked about Francis, what he's done. John Lee is just like, he's an absolute... Well, he's massive, isn't he? Yeah. So he's very striking. And then I forgot about how when he kind of puts in these unbelievably like crunching challenges, which get the ball but always completely clear out the other player, leaving them in a kind of like crumpled heap on the floor. And there was a brilliant one at the weekend. Okay. No foul, obviously, because it's like he has won the ball. Yeah, very, like emphatically. Yeah. But the man is dead.
R.I.P. Oxford United striker.
It's so good. Anyway, it was really good to see. I mean, they went 1-0 up and it was like, I think we had a corner, and then it was like a counter attack out of a textbook, about 3 passes just up the pitch, and then I was like, oh, they're all fast and good because they're championship players.
Yeah,
that's what I thought anyway. And then from that basically that point on, we just turned it on.
That was about 10 minutes in, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it was. It's early, yeah. They nearly scored after 30 seconds.
Right.
Or something, I can't remember. Anyway, but, yeah, so after that, we just got hold of the game, and it was just brilliant. It was really good to watch.
Okay. So...
I can't remember when any of the goals went in or whatnot. We were, Oh, I do, yeah, Mitchell.
Mitchell got the first, didn't he?
What happened basically was that Caleb Watts decided that now was the time to show the world what he's capable of.
Okay.
Which is something it looked like... Well, it basically looked like to me like, so the player that we've been missing to kind of break the lines between the midfield and the defence, the opposition's midfield and defence, and link up the attack with the midfield, we had all along, which is the boffin himself, the professor.
Yeah, the emeritus.
Yeah, Caleb.
Erasmus himself.
It was like I'm not saying that he wasn't good before. I think it's been fairly well documented on this podcast that we are fans of not only the football but also the man.
Yep.
And apart from the bits that we've had to legally remove, but this was something else.
Okay.
He was majestic.
I mean, he's in theory out of contract.
Well, yeah, but is he not contracted till like the 20th or something?
Yeah, I mean, all right, well, basically.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what's going on with that, but I mean, it'd be such a shame, and I don't just mean because of Saturday, but,
yeah,
that if we don't get him for the rest of the season at least, because, like you said the other week, he's a lot younger than you think he is, and if you can put a performance in like that, and he's a bit of a big moment guy. He scored on his debut for us. He can just kind of pop up and and recently he's been playing quite a bit, and he's looked brilliant every time, and usually he's kind of taken off at like early on or when he seemed to be playing really well. I don't know if it's a fitness thing because obviously he's had his injury problems or whatnot, but he was just drifting into that space in front of their defence and collecting the ball. So Richards played a pass through to him at one point. I can't remember exactly how it came out for the goal, but he basically was the spark for each of those goals to happen. And then it kind of he linked with McGuinness and Harper for the first one, who Harper crossed it to the back post, and it was like a lovely little it was a volley from Dimitri Mitchell, but it's kind of like controlled scissored volley kind of thing. Like it's nowhere near like the Mark Hughes, vertical landing on your back kind of thing, but it very controlled, and it showed, which we've already seen a couple of glimpses of since he's kind of like worked his way back into the team, showed how much quality Dimitri Mitchell's got.
Absolutely.
And I think probably there's not, I don't know if anyone else is really near to him in this squad in terms of like how good he really can be. Mm-hmm. Mitchell, it's just...
Well, he's consistent as well, isn't he?
He is consistent, and he's just got like a kind of like technique, which is like, it looks like someone who started their career playing for Man United, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Brilliant goal. And then basically the same thing happened again.
Okay.
Like pretty much the same thing happened again. Watts again drove forward, broke through the lines. He played some time, I think last season, kind of wing back, didn't he? And this seems to suit him so much better.
Yeah. Well, we were told he was a winger when he arrived, weren't we?
Yeah, he isn't.
No, he's
a midfielder.
He's a midfielder with energy and with impetus, isn't he?
He is, yeah. Anyway, so the next one is kind of the same. It's Watts, Harper, back across to Mitchell, the other side. This one, I'm not sure if it took a little deflection or not, but it beats the keeper. Yeah. 2-1, and that's half time, and it's like this is great.
Yeah,
we're like playing really well. Caleb Watts has emerged as this kind of like the exact sort of player we need against a kind of higher up team. Great stuff.
Love it. So that's 2-1 half time.
Half time. No half time. Foot race.
Oh, really?
And wasn't raining either, so that's that excuse out the window.
Do you think we've just seen the last of
it? I don't know. Is it? Do you maybe not allowed? Maybe it's kind of,
Why wouldn't you be allowed?
Health and safety gone mad. I don't know.
It's good, isn't it? Encourages exercise. I mean, we used to have the walk-in football do a demonstration for us at half-time.
Well, that's not exactly exercise, is it?
Well, but it's encouraging
It's
exercise.
the opposite of exercise.
No, it's encouraging exercise for people who've found exercise hard in the past. So get everyone having a running race.
I don't know why it's gone,
It's gone.
but it's a shame. There was no half-time entertainment at all.
I got a theory.
I don't mind there not being any half-time entertainment, by the way.
Yeah.
But, you know, that was one thing I did like. Go on, give me the theory.
Well, Gary Colwell's done a lot recently of driving electric cars, advertising them to us. Seen this? I think we've had 2 different electric cars.
Yeah, there's like a whole like feature-length thing.
Yeah.
Even Graham Bratt driving around the countryside.
Yes, Graham Pratt. Yeah, that's right. And Gary going, it's very quiet and all that kind of stuff. Like, I'm not criticising. Like, I realise they have to do that. I think, though, it's a conspiracy because, you know, the fat cats, by which I mean car company owners, don't want us to think that walking is a reasonable mode of transport. They think we all need electric cars.
Okay, yeah.
So we can't show people in a running race or even walking. Soon Gary will have to come out in a Segway.
Yeah. You know what they're doing the rest of the time, though, on the pitch?
Well, I know that, but they're trying to confuse us.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So
They want us
do you
to
think
that's
the
just-
football match won't happen at all at some point?
No, I think it's for professional athletes, that's fine.
Right.
You need a licence to run.
Oh, right. It could be.
You know when idiots say, my road tax doesn't pay for cyclists, make cyclists pay road tax, and, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You ever heard that?
Yeah.
Those people will start saying, like, my road tax doesn't pay for pavements, for people walking on the road. Get off the road!
Yeah.
Etc.
Maybe, yeah.
I think it's a flawless theory. Without flaw.
Certainly can't think of any flaws in
Exactly.
that.
So that's what's happened to your running race.
Well, I think that's a shame. What is it with this car thing they keep doing?
It's just a new sponsor, isn't it?
Oh, is it? Is that all?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I think it's clever of the club to. You can say to a new sponsor, can't you, or a new what do they call it? Like partners, don't they? Like official partner of. And if you say to them like, oh well, if you sponsor us, you can't go on the shirt because that's that company, and you can't go on the.
Well, you can't go on the shirt because that's a motorbike company. I mean, doesn't that fly in the face a bit of your kind of theory?
Maybe. I haven't really thought it through. But I think it's clever of them to say, well, actually, our manager's really good on camera, and
He's not that good.
good enough.
He's hardly going to be nominated for a BAFTA for that.
He doesn't need to be.
Very stunted conversation.
He doesn't need to be.
Between Matey and the Coldwell. They're going like, oh, what music do you like? Oh, Scottish music.
Good. Anyway, I think they've done a clever thing and they've asked this company for some money for sponsorship, and in return they'll get a YouTube video of the manager driving a car.
Yeah, maybe.
You know.
They listened to Deacon Blue
Oh, did they?
in the car.
Yeah. That is Scottish.
And also the Proclaimers.
Also Scottish.
Mm.
Nothing more dynamic. I like both those bands, but you know.
Yeah, so do I. You know, no, nothing else. No Franz Ferdinand.
Oh yeah. Calvin Harris. Is he Scottish?
I don't think he's Scottish, is he?
Isn't he? He's annoying.
He's annoying, yeah. I mean, Harris is a Scottish surname, isn't it? Harris Tweed.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
No, is that English?
I got a feeling he's from like one of the Scottish Islands. Anyway, this is well off topic. Email in bigbankpod@gmail.com.
Where's Calvin Harris from?
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Also, do you know anyone from Lundy?
Why would that be relevant?
Because it's a Devon Island.
Okay, right.
Were we talking about Lundy?
Yeah, but that wasn't on this.
Was it not? That's the problem with this nonsense. Do you know anyone from Lundy? Who's the most famous footballer ever from Lundy?
Are you asking me?
No, I'm asking
Okay.
people to email in bigbankpod@gmail.com.
Yeah, email in.
Or another Devon Island. What's the other Devon Island, Dan? Quiz for you.
Isle of Wight.
No, it's not Devon.
No.
Burr Island.
Oh,
is the
Burr.
answer.
Right. That's
Yeah.
Cornwall, isn't it?
No.
Is it?
No, it's off
Yeah.
off the South Hams. Any footballers from there? Let us know. Email in.
Agatha Christie.
Yeah, she's not a footballer. She's a crime writer.
Did you not have a
Put
not like a kick around?
kick around for Torquay United.
Spare time.
Maybe.
Have a kick around with Poirot.
Yeah. Who've you got up front this year for Torquay?
Miss Marple.
Well, we've had to send... We've got Moxie and Kiefer Moore and Agatha Christie as a number 10. Yeah, no. I've never known her play football.
No, okay, me neither.
Okay, anyway.
So that was half time.
That was half time. Second half, I listened to this on the radio driving back. We were all over them, right?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, they didn't get a sniff, really. They did. They had one shot that went wide by that lad, I think, who's on loan from Tottenham.
Yeah, Dwayne, someone.
Yeah, Dave.
Scarlett.
Yeah, that's it. Dave Scarlett.
Dane Scarlett.
Right.
What's Dane short for? Danish, I suppose.
Daniel.
Daniel, yeah.
Yeah. If you're called, have you got any listeners called Dane?
Yeah. What's it short for? Email in.
You don't have to. I mean, you do have to email in. I suppose we could just guess. I'm going to say yes.
We've had our guest. It's either short for Danish or Daniel.
Yeah.
Correct
Right. Yeah. At half time, all over him. Yeah. Third goal comes, and this is kind of the cherry on top of the cake of Caleb.
Yeah.
What's his performance? If you think of it as a cake.
Yes, which I like to.
He takes out 3 Oxford midfielders with one touch.
Yeah.
In the middle of the midfield, which you can't see on the BBC highlights, whatever it is, but you can see on the 360. And if you watch Match of the Day, they did actually show it, and Dion Dublin talks about it.
Yeah. Which I love.
Yeah.
Do you love Dion Dublin? I love Dion Dublin.
I'm pretty ambivalent about Dublin, if I'm honest. It seems like a nice enough bloke, but I don't know. He's on that programme, isn't he? Which I feel like...
What, Homes Under the Hammer?
Yeah, but is that a force for good or is that a force for evil, Homes Under the Hammer?
Depends how you feel about landlords and
well,
letting
exactly,
agents.
that's what I mean. It's a bit kind of like... I'm a bit kind of like against all that, really.
Yeah. Well, I'm certainly against a rich footballer making more money by owning houses.
Yeah, I don't mind.
I'm assuming that's how he got into it, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
Dion, come on.
It's not his fault. That's it.
That's the system.
We'll blame Thatcher if anyone. You know, like
I often do. So Caleb Watts sets up Vinnie Harper.
Yeah, he's laid it off. He got to pick up the ball after he's got to pick the right ball after he's done that great turn and left them all for dead. He does. He finds Harper. Harper shifts it onto his left foot. And lovely finish in the bottom corner.
We've seen Harper do that. Different kind of goal, wasn't it? But was that 2 weeks ago?
It's on his right foot, that one.
Yeah.
This one's on his left.
Yeah.
He's looked excellent since he's come back.
Yeah, he has. He looks like he's gone on a step or two, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Somehow by not playing.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Maybe he's given him a chance to think about it or something. I don't know.
Really good. Just a really nice day out, basically.
I'm pleased for you all. Annoyed for myself, but there we are. So, I mean, you talked about Match of the Day, probably the first time ever, because Argyle won as well, that the first 2 games on Match of the Day, and I know it's an FA Cup Match of the Day, were Plymouth and Exeter.
Yeah, it probably is the first time.
It's got to be the first time ever. Remarkable.
Yeah, they had them the wrong way around, really, but, you know.
They did have them the wrong way around. But, yeah, love it. So then that leads us on to the 4th round draw. So like we said, first time in all that time that we've been there. And who were you hoping for? Who would you most have liked?
Well, what I wanted, I suppose it's more, I was hoping for a situation rather than a specific team.
Okay.
I wanted a Premier League team.
Yeah.
Away.
Yeah.
Not even necessarily a Premier League team, actually.
Okay.
A big team away
Yeah.
that had a nice old ground that I hadn't been to before, or one that I had been to, but I know is good.
So Leeds.
So Leeds would have been fine.
Yeah.
If you look at outside the Premier League, I'd have been happy with Leeds away.
Yeah.
Blackburn away is a long way to go,
Yeah.
but Ewood Park is a very nice old ground. That's my kind of thing.
Yeah. Newcastle, I suppose.
Yeah.
Done up in it.
And I've been less bothered about, although still would have enjoyed it, any of the other kind of big new stadiums, Arsenal, Man City, blah, blah, blah. Obviously, we've got good money for all those. And we get more money if we had got this away time. But that's not really why. It's just more for me. Like, I'd like to go and visit them. Villa Park, or to be honest, Nottingham Forest away would have been amazing.
Yes, I would have loved that.
but we've got Nottingham Forest at home,
Nottingham Forest at home.
which is great.
Well, of course.
It means more Exeter fans can go.
Yeah.
But that's really good. It'll be really. It's always good fun, isn't it, when there's like a big Premier League team. They're one of the best teams in the country at the moment.
Well, they're third in the league, aren't they?
Having an unbelievable season.
Yeah. Got some brilliant players. Gibbs White is on.
Yeah, none of them are going
absolute
to play.
form. No,
I
I
don't
know.
think that. I don't think they're going to care much about this tie, and I imagine it'll be more like probably 11 changes rather than
Maybe.
8.
They've got that keeper, Matt Sells, who's got my favourite song about him at the moment. You know this one?
No.
I don't care about anybody else. When I think about you, I touch Matt Sells, which is a good one.
Doesn't really make any sense, but yeah, okay.
Doesn't make any sense at all, but who cares? Yeah, I mean, it's Nuno, isn't it, the manager? And he's not a particular cup manager, which makes me think we've got a chance. We've got a chance.
We've always got a chance because it's the magic of the cup.
It's the magic of the cup. We were in the bowl and we came out and we've got a chance.
Yeah.
It'll be annoying for them, as in, like, close to the pitch. You know, obviously we're not in the state we used to be where someone's having to get washed in a recycling bin, but it's an old, small ground right by the pitch. If these young lads are coming in, you know, if it's not the starting 11 or players that are just used to playing top level, suddenly they'll be like, oh, yeah, this thing that I don't particularly enjoy doing.
Maybe. Or maybe they'll relish it.
Well, what you can say about Gary, as we always said, is when we play against teams that want to attack, his way of playing works. He likes the cup. We've had good games against Middlesbrough, against Luton, against, you know, so...
They'll probably absolutely batter us.
They'll probably will.
But
you get to half-time or 60 minutes and there's a goal in it.
it kind of doesn't matter at this point anyway, does it? Because it's just going to be fun.
It's
That's
gonna be
the kind of it's a spectacle, and it's like the reward. This already is the reward.
Yeah.
We don't get to the fourth round of the FA Cup. This is it.
Yeah.
You can dream past it if you like, but you know, who knows? Maybe we'll make it past somehow. Maybe there will be a cup set, but we've already got the prize, which is, and this is it.
True.
And I can't wait.
Yeah,
I love the FA Cup. I'm kind of glad we're involved in it for once.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, obviously, we're slightly, what's the word? Obscured by the fact that Argyle have got Liverpool at home, but whatever.
Yeah, but they're a championship team.
Yeah.
Argyle.
But it's going to be that weekend of the 8th and 9th. We don't know when yet.
I think it starts. The first match will be on the 7th. I think actually.
Oh, right. Okay. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah. So decent chance of television.
Yeah, I should think it's quite likely. Isn't it?
They had 4 matches. I think they showed 4 matches last year.
Right.
So good chance of that. Are we the lowest? No, we're currently not the lowest.
Because there's some teams still in it.
Because there's some teams. So Dagenham and Redbridge are playing tonight.
Who are they playing?
Millwall.
Okay. And then Derby are playing Leyton Orient. Is that right? Or has that happened?
Yeah, no, that also is yet to happen.
And Lincoln are still in it.
Are they?
Well, aren't they? Lincoln won, didn't they, yesterday?
Yeah, you might be right. Anyway, not many.
Not many, no, not at all. There you go. So that's very exciting.
Yeah.
The other news is the window's open, the transfer window.
Yeah.
And we brought someone in.
Yes, we have. Yes.
Whose name I've entirely forgotten.
Joel Colwill.
Oh, that's right. Any chance Gary's just getting in people that got names a bit like him?
Every chance.
Okay.
This one's a Welsh, though, not a Scottish.
Yeah, that's right. Change from the Principality. He's been on loan. So he's a Cardiff player, isn't he?
Yeah, he spent the beginning of this season, first obviously he's at Cheltenham, where he's, I think it was scored 6, assisted 3 or something like that.
Right.
Been playing very well for them. They were really gutted
he's their League 2, obviously.
To lose him. Yeah, they're League 2. He's an attacking midfielder.
Yep.
Which is, it's a weird one for me because
we've got quite a lot of
them.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that either doesn't look good for Aitchison, Caleb Watts, Kamari Doyle, definitely Amani Richards.
Yeah.
Mitchell's kind of also been in there.
Yeah.
Reece Cole,
Yeah.
Jake Richards has started playing a little bit further back, but maybe he'll go as well. So I don't know.
Yeah. Slightly curious.
Yeah. Anyway, have you seen a picture of him or a video of him?
I saw a video of him, yes, and he couldn't wait to meet us.
What do you think about his hair?
Oh, it's quite the haircut, isn't it?
It
is
is.
quite the haircut.
It's
I guess his comb only goes forwards.
Lego man hair, isn't it? Like
It's what the kids do these days, Dan.
is it? It looks a little bit out of date to me. I thought kids were doing that probably like a few years ago.
Yeah, maybe.
Now they're doing that weird Baldrick cut, aren't they?
They are doing the Baldrick, yeah.
Ed Francis has got.
Yeah.
Or they're doing the ski slope fringe. You know
Yeah.
that one where it's all brush forward,
Yeah.
and then suddenly it kind of flicks up.
Yeah, I've seen that one. Or is it also if you've got curly hair, you just have a mop of curls?
Yeah, the
and-
broccoli. The broccoli cut,
Yeah,
that
that's
one's
right.
called. But this guy, and he looked like, it looked so shampooed and conditioned. It
Yeah.
was like shiny.
Maybe he's been to Male Focus on the way to the ground.
If he hadn't, I would point him in that direction.
Yeah,
If it's good enough for Kyle Taylor,
yeah.
then it's good enough for Joel Colwill. They could sort him out with something cooler than that.
You know, he's only young, maybe. I mean, Cheltenham's hardly a cultural hotspot, is it? So,
Well, he's from Cardiff, which I suppose isn't either, but
neither's Exeter, so there we are.
very true.
Okay, so that's interesting, isn't it? I wonder.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think Richard surely will go back to Leicester.
Yeah, that Richards must go back
Yes,
to Leicester.
Sorry, yeah, Amani Richards. And
Jake
then
Richards as well.
maybe.
I think there's a good chance he will go in this window.
Yep.
And then you'd think, I was saying to our friend at the football, wouldn't Colwell not play him if he was going? But given that it's going to be like a tribunal job, the more games he plays, the better, right? So
Maybe, yeah.
that wouldn't necessarily mean anything.
No.
Um,
No, because there's no money involved. Yeah, you rinse him until he's actually left the building, don't you, I suppose?
Yeah, under these ridiculous current rules, which basically, results in all teams like us getting absolutely shafted by the Premier League
Yeah.
in return for a bit of
Crumbs from the table.
a few crumbs from the table. Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks very much. Anyway, and then so I'd probably expect to see a few else. We didn't mention my last podcast. Czech Diabate had been returned.
Oh yeah, that's right. It happened just after we recorded, didn't it? But then Gary was like, "Oh, it's just because they weren't using him. It's not because we're going to use him either." Basically, was the words he used.
Well, he was sent back, rather than recalled.
Yeah.
I don't know what will happen to him. Maybe he'll go. We've got quite a lot of players now. Some surely will go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Carriol,
Yeah.
he'll go, won't he? Surely.
Is he still injured?
Still injured and is
Yeah.
only contracted again till the 20th of January.
Right,
Can't
yeah,
see him staying.
Can't see him. They might let him train. I read the other day that Harry Kite's been training with us.
Yeah.
Do you see about this?
I did, yeah.
So
He's got an injury as well, hasn't he? So that's why he's...
That's right. He was just about to sign with someone and he got injured. So, yeah. Anyway, we might let these kind of players train with us, but not be on contracts and that kind of thing, I suppose.
Yeah.
Which I think is decent of us.
Well, fine.
Okay. Well, more on what's coming up in a second. Welcome back to the Big Bank Theory podcast. Remember, you can email in bigbankpod@gmail.com. Thank you very much indeed to the anonymous correspondent we got. Wrote in, sent us a picture of his own haircut.
Yeah, I know. I was hoping for loads of these when
Well,
that
we
came
got
in.
one,
We got
which is more than I was expecting for.
Yeah, and it's not a million miles away from what we were just talking about. Although I think a little bit more...
No, it's definitely...
It's more tasteful. It's not a broccoli cut and it's not the ski slope kind of fringe.
No.
And neither is it Lego Man. But it is kind of in that world.
But fair play to the fella. He
Looks good. I mean, you
looks
can't
good.
see the rest of his face, so I can't tell whether really what it looks like. But nice haircut, really. If I had to have a haircut in that world, the old brushed forward kind of like one that he says he's 22. That's what sort of haircut 22-year-olds have.
Sure.
I'd have that over any of the ones we've mentioned before.
Good. I'm sure he's delighted to hear that he gets our seal of approval on his haircut.
He hasn't seen either of our hair.
No,
If
and
did,
he wouldn't be choosing
he'd
these
laugh.
haircuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. So you can email us about that, about Lundy, about Calvin Harris, all the hot topics.
Don't feel restrained to any of those topics.
Did you ever see Agatha Christie play on the wing?
Yeah. You can, if you would need any advice on anything.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be about football.
No,
Anything,
yeah,
really.
happy to offer advice. So we've got 2 games coming up. So we were going to record after Tuesday, after what was supposed to be Mansfield at home, but it's been canned.
Yeah.
Because they were supposed to play Wigan on Saturday, frozen pitch. And so FA Cup.
So now they've got to do the
Yeah.
Saturday's game on
tomorrow. Yeah.
because they've got to get that FA Cup out the way.
They got to get themselves in the bowl.
Well, they won't be in the bowl now. The bowl's already happened.
Oh, right. Well, they were in the bowl then, but they got to get themselves sorted out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's off. So don't go.
No.
I'm not going now. Now I've got the memo.
Make your own
fun. There's lots of
pizza twist at home.
Yeah. Yeah, or something else.
Yeah, anything else. Pasta.
I'm going to start a thing called a sausage roll twist.
Yeah.
In brackets, twist it yourself.
Well, like I said, the pizza twists aren't even twisted.
No.
So don't worry too much about, twisting the thing. Just get the sausage roll, squeeze it a bit in the middle,
Yeah.
and then go around telling everyone it's a
Sausage
roll twist.
Don't do a pasty twist. That'll get messy.
Do what you want.
Don't do a shepherd's pie twist. Not going to work.
If you want to try it, I don't want to stand in your way.
Let us know how it goes. bigbankpod@gmail.com.
Just twist up some different foods
Yeah.
and then email us a picture of them.
Yeah.
It reminds me of, do you ever used to do this when you were a kid?
Mm.
When you go into a shop and then you just sort of like crush a chocolate bar and still in the wrapper, and then put it back on the shelf.
No.
You never did that.
It's very destructive. No,
Yeah,
I never
know,
did
but
that.
it's sort of fun, isn't it?
I'd be livid if I then opened up my flake and it was in smithereens.
Yeah, but you'd know about it before when you picked it up.
Yeah, maybe. No, I never did that. I had a friend. I say friend. He was an annoying person I knew. If you're listening, this was annoying, and think about your actions. And he'd go to the bar when your drink was unattended. You know, talk about spiking drinks nowadays, a serious matter.
Yeah.
He did his own version of this, which was to buy a Mars bar, get it in his hand, squeeze it so it looked like a poo, and then put it in your drink.
Yeah, that's quite annoying.
It was really
the waste
annoying.
of a Mars bar.
Waste of a Mars bar, annoying for your drink, got to fish it out, looks unappetising, etc., etc.
I'd say this person's that's a cry for help.
Yeah.
They're
Maybe.
they weren't getting the attention they needed at home.
Definitely. Okay, there you go. So coming up then, no Mansfield. It's big away day, Birmingham City away on Saturday. St Andrews, or whatever the hell it's called now.
I think it's called St Andrews, isn't it?
It's got some other name, hasn't it?
Oh, I don't know.
And then Tuesday, it's Peterborough away. So it's a tale of two ends of the table, really. Birmingham City are running away with it, unsurprisingly. Everyone expected it. They're top of the league and they've got 2 games in hand anyway. I think they're already 2 points clear of Wickham. So that's going to be really tough.
Yeah, I mean,
Incredibly tough.
Free hit, that.
I mean, I know we played well against them at home.
Absolute free hit. Definition of a free hit.
Yeah.
We're never expected to get anything from that. So if we do, great. And if we don't, then, the only danger is getting completely embarrassed. I just can't see that happening.
No, it's not really our style, is it?
Stano, he'll be there.
Yeah. Lots of people going. Luke Harris will be there. Lots of people going from...
Well, Luke Harris is hated at Birmingham City.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
They're not into him?
Maybe not all of them. They're
Yeah.
not into him.
Okay.
A lot of them suggesting that he wouldn't be even stick around for the second half of the season.
Oh, right, okay.
So not...
Well, how can you be top
repeated
of the
the
league
form.
with clear gaps and still games in hand and a player they've got...
Doesn't play.
Why do they hate him?
He's not very good for them. He's not like he's playing much.
Right, so he's played a bit of a game and they didn't...
I
think he
saw
was
him
up to much.
score against us at St James Park in the
In the thingy.
Pizza Cup, whatever it's called.
The Mars bar in your glass cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Well,
Well,
Lego Man haircut cup.
yes. So, anything we get from that will be brilliant, if we get anything from that.
Yeah.
Peterborough, however...
Then we got Peterborough away on the Tuesday.
Now, normally they're there or thereabouts, as they say, aren't they? Yo-yo club, really. Not this year. Interesting, isn't it? Them and Rotherham, who you both expect to be kind of challenging, struggling. So I think Peterborough are 19th.
Yeah.
And 5 points off the relegation zone.
Yeah,
and playing poorly.
They're terrible form. They've lost 4 out of the last 5 league games and knocked out the cup of the weekend. Fair enough by Everton, but winless in the last 5.
Right.
And
Joel Randall's left.
Joel Randall's gone. He's gone to Bolton.
Yeah.
Collins is still there.
Yeah.
And all their other players who we're very used to seeing. So that is an interesting one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because that is a game. Whatever you think about where they should be or where they're expected to be, they're a team sort of around us, actually. So,
3 points against them will
that one much more. I'd still take a draw away at Peterborough,
I would too.
even given their bad patch. And they've got some kind of Kazakh owners, haven't they, with a load of cash?
Oh, have they?
Them, I think.
Recently, a recent change.
I don't know.
Well, Matey was their owner, wasn't he? Whose name I've completely forgotten, but he's very kind of vocal.
Yeah. I can't remember his name either now. Anyway.
He's gone, has he?
I think they've got money. I don't know if he's still involved. I think they've got some money, but...
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll be back after that. Hopefully there'll be a striker brought in. That would be lovely news in the meantime.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have some movement in the transfer market, I think.
So this, we don't know exactly.
Now would it be expecting some departures rather than arrivals? Because we've got the squad does seem quite bloated.
Well,
big old bloater.
Yeah, I don't know. It's funny, isn't it? Some positions you're like, there's not much choice there. Other positions you're like, there's an awful lot of choice there.
I don't know. Apart from the striker, I think we're pretty well catered for everywhere.
Well, that's what I mean. I suppose.
Given that all the injuries are kind of, mostly the injuries are kind of behind us, all the big ones. I know Reece Cole's still kind of struggling, and then Sweeney's out. But yeah, I can't see.
Well, I guess that just makes the Colwell thing curious, doesn't it? It must mean there's changes coming.
I expect so. Yeah.
We'll see. Well, keep your eyes on wherever you get your news.
Yeah.
Oh, I got something else to say.
The Exeter City app.
Exactly.
Any good?
Yeah, it really is.
Why do I need it?
Well, I don't know if you do. I tell you why I need it. Do you remember when they brought in Grecians Plus, the radio and telly version? You remember we used to have an EFL app?
Yeah.
We pay our money and I could listen to the radio.
Yeah.
On my phone. And then...
Or watch it if you're abroad.
Or watch it if you're abroad. That's right. Or watch the evening games if you weren't abroad. So obviously that all went with the Sky thing, the telly stuff. I think you still need Grecian Plus if you're abroad and want to watch the telly.
Yeah.
But it also runs the audio. And until now, it's been on the website. So you're just on
your browser.
On your browser, which obviously is unreliable. They've put this audio thing in there and it works perfectly. Better than the EFL app ever worked. I'm only 1 week in.
Okay.
And I only listened to the Oxford game in the car on the way home. But it worked perfectly.
What else does this app do?
Just all the normal stuff. But it does cleverly, which we've always been lacking, link straight to the shop, the tickets, whatever. So everything's there. So I don't ever need to go into the club website anymore.
Oh, that's good, because the club website's quite annoying. It's not that bad. It's been a lot worse in the past, but...
Yeah. No, it's all there.
Okay, maybe I'll get it then. Oh, it's another app to have, isn't it? I hate apps.
Yeah.
I get it if they're useful, and I will get it, but it's just like, oh, God, another thing.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But I'm grateful for the radio working on there, if nothing else. And I read somewhere everything was going to be linked to it. So things that aren't there yet are still going to be coming out. But it looks pretty comprehensive to me.
There you go.
Final boring thing to say, now everything's linked. Do you know what I mean? Like I used to have an EFL password and account. I used to have a club shop password and account, a club ticket password, and it's all now linked.
Okay. So the trust's still separate.
Trust's still separate, yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people probably would have been joining up the trust.
Yeah.
In the hopes of securing a priority ticket, but that's not
It's not
how
gonna
it
happen.
works.
It's not going to work like that.
And also, there's a message this morning from the club saying, please stop phoning us.
Yeah.
People are phoning up going, oh, please, can I have some, when your tickets going on sale, how many tickets can I get for Forest?
I would wager these are people who are just either Nottingham Forest supporters or Nottingham Forest adjacent supporters who don't actually go to Forest.
Well,
Devonian.
if they're Exeter City supporters, they're also people who I presumably don't go to Exeter City very often, because otherwise you just know how it works.
Exactly. So
I mean, the game hasn't even got a date yet, so they're not going to be able to sell you a ticket for it, are they?
But if it was Manchester City or Arsenal or Spurs or Manchester United or Real Madrid, I'd expect people who have got no clue about anything to start ringing up.
Well, you imagine ringing up anyway. It's weird enough as it is.
But Forest,
Get a blower for that.
Forest is not a glamour. It's a great tie, but it's not a glamour tie, is it?
No, I wouldn't have thought. I mean, obviously there will be some Gawkers, won't there?
Yeah, there's some Gawpers, but it's not.
But it's low. It's lower level than if we were playing one of the.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd say Nottingham Forest are a traditional big side, but a modern big side. Currently, they're not.
No, that's right.
They're doing a pretty good job of making themselves that, or putting themselves back in that picture.
No,
given that
I
there'll
agree
be
with
a
all
champion.
this.
But yeah, there's not exactly. It's not the same as if we were playing Liverpool, Man United, Chelsea, any of those lot, is it? That would be Gawkers Central. And never mind.
Does the train stop there?
Never mind people ringing up.
Yeah.
They'd have to disconnect the phone line and barricade the doors of the...
Taggy's recorded a voicemail.
Yeah,
Don't stop calling.
in his podcast studio, probably.
Yeah. Bizarre behaviour.
He'll have to schedule that in between the recording of a podcast for a letting agent and a podcast for...
Wow.
I don't know, some sort of advertising PR company.
Oh, meow. So
Why do you need a podcast for that?
some might ask the same question about this.
Yeah, but they're trying to make money. We're losing money, and
We are losing money.
Happily.
Can confirm. So, yeah, it's bizarre. What I'm saying is, I can't work out who these people are who are trying to get these tickets. But then also,
Thickos.
it's I think you alluded to it. What was the first round game? Was it Barnet?
I did allude to this.
You did allude to this.
No one was there,
Yeah.
and no one was there in the second or third. Well, we're only in the second round, weren't we? No one was there in the third round either. Who was that against?
Forgotten everything.
Whoever we. Oh, do you remember? Who did we play?
So Barnet, then it was... who was it? It was another League One team on it.
I remember being disappointed by it.
Yeah.
What was it? The third round.
No, the third round's what we just had, Oxford. What did we just have before that?
Second
Anyway,
round.
Second round. Dan's frantically Googling.
Yeah, so fast I've put FA Cup second Rubes Exeter.
Anyway, you alluded to it. And Chesterfield, of course. Gary's mates all came down to shout.
Yeah. No one was at either of those games.
No.
And then there was a few more there on Saturday.
Yeah.
Still only about 6,000, and there was quite a lot from
500 and something from Oxford, apparently.
from Oxford.
Yeah.
And now everyone's going to want to come, aren't they?
Yeah. I'm one of these people.
Yeah, you are. You should have your gold membership status stripped from you.
Revoked.
Yeah.
No.
Given to somebody more deserving.
I'm very
willing to put in
deserving.
the hours.
All I missed was Barnet and Oxford.
And Chesterfield?
No, I was at Chesterfield.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. I think I was working for both. As I've said,
If you've not been to any of these the games,
you wouldn't let me come.
no, don't just mean you. I mean anyone. They shouldn't be allowed to go.
What about, can't I claim some value from going to see Western-super-Mare away in the summer?
Yeah, but you didn't go to that though, did you?
The summer before?
Yeah, no, you can't.
Oh. Can't I? Well, I mean, I've been to all sorts. As is everyone listening to this.
Yeah, but it doesn't make you any less of a Gawper.
All right, fair enough. If you think I'm not a Gorper, email in bigbankpod@gmail.com. If you think Dan's being Gorper-phobic, email in. Let us know.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for listening, everyone. This has been a long episode, but it was the FA Cup special.
Gorpcore.
Yeah, that's
That's
right.
a thing, isn't it?
Probably.
It is a thing.
We'll be back after Peterborough, so in about 9 days.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, everyone. My name's John. I've been here with my friend and colleague Dan.
Cheers.
See you soon.